I am Kramer from Talent Home Solutions, and here we are for the introduction of a database management system for you to score quick. So let's see what database is and what DBMS is all about. First, before going to actual DBMS, first we should know what is the data. So data is any information available to us, like the student data where you have roll number, name and all, the passenger data where you buy the tickets and all. So any such information for us is data. Now we need to store this data. The repository where we store this is nothing but your database. But it's not just a repository. It's an organized collection of related data. So all the data which are stored and which has some relation within it are in a form of organized manner. Such a system is database. Now we have this repository with us. Now we need to access this data, perform some action, some manipulation onto it, retrieve them. So who will do this for us? We have here DBMS, Database Management System. It's a system which will help us to access, insert, update, delete and retrieve, perform all the action onto our database. So we can say it is just a set of program which manages your database. It's a set of software. It's a software which will help you to manage your database. Having said this, that you can access, you can retrieve, but nowadays database management system does much more than that. It will provide you the security aspect to it, integrity, maintains the integrity of the data that you are holding in your database. It can provide you batch processing, which means you need to do some job in a batch, in a bulk manner, in bulk fashion at a particular time. For example, for banking, at the end of the day you want to perform some EOD or end of the day activity, it can perform that. So all these operations are available in the new generation DBMS. So this was an introduction to DBMS. Now some few more facts we should know when we are talking about DBMS. The first thing is which language we will use when it comes to DBMS. Like we use C, Java for programming. What's there for? Database. We have something called as SQL, Structured Query Language. It's a language which will done all your action, your update, insert, delete, perform some retrieval. All this is done by SQL. So it's a language for your RDBMS. Now, the other thing is about what is the actual use or where we use our database. So we use in our day life the database in the area of banking, universities, like educational in universities, then telecom industries, and nowadays everywhere, because after this digitalization has picked up so much momentum, every shop is now having their software and databases there present everywhere, whether it be a medical shop or any other clothing shop. So DBMS has gained a lot of importance. Let's see how it looks to the end user. So we'll see a broad level component of DBMS, how it looks when we are talking about DBMS. So as a user, we are at this part, end user, and we are using an application which has used a database. So let us take an example of Facebook. So we are the users of Facebook. We stand here and we are interacting with the user interface of Facebook, which is the application level. Now this application level, once supposing we are registering ourselves first time to the application Facebook. So all your data which is there as a part of registration would be interacting with your DBMS software, and this DBMS software will make sure that all data, your username, your password, your phone number, everything is stored in a very integrated and secured manner in your database. Now once this is stored, the next time you just have to log in using your username and password. So this retrieval activity again from the database is done by the DBMS component and onto your interface. So we can easily log in just using your username and password onto the Facebook. So this is a broad level of the overview or the site of what DBMS looks like. Now let's consider two more components which we should know when we are talking about DBMS. The first thing is who are the users, the actual users of your DBMS. The first one is your admin. Like we have our admin in Facebook, or we have the admin even in our WhatsApp. Now our WhatsApp admin will take care of who should be added to the group, or a certain rights has to be given to certain person or not. So this kind of activity, the role that the whole and soul of the group is nothing but your admin. The same thing, the whole and soul of your entire database is nothing but your administrator. So We also call this person as DBA or database administrator. After this, there are few more users like your developers who actually develop the logic for retrieval or your insertions or updating your database, and users like us who will actually use the application of the DBMS. There might be few more users like some sophisticated users who would like to get more and more information out of your database. Like some users would like to know who are the most frequent visitors to Facebook, what time they visit. So such queries are analyzed and reports are generated. These are sophisticated users of your DBA. After this, we talk about the last point, which is your example of DBMS system, the software which are actually used in our real day-to-day life. The famous ones, the 5 which I have listed here, the first one is MySQL, which is a free source, and right now with Oracle. So MySQL is one of the very famous databases that we hold. Next is 2 products from Microsoft Access, which is easier to use and very user friendly, and you quickly can start with MS Access. MS SQL is a big good level of server. All your Microsoft products, a big application which are built on Microsoft, are all on your MS SQL server, Microsoft Access, Microsoft SQL server. The big player in the market again is Oracle. Oracle has developed its database, and it is very famous in banking softwares and so on. And finally, it is Postgres. So these are the famous example of DBMS.